We want freedom by any means necessary. We want justice by any means necessary. We want equality by any means necessary. We want it now, or we don't think anybody should have it.
So whatever kind of action program can be devised to get us the things that are ours by right, then I'm for that kind of action no matter what the action is. I don't think when a man is being criminally treated that some criminal has the right to tell that man what tactics to use to get the criminal off his back. When a criminal starts misusing me, I am going to use whatever necessary to get that criminal off my back. And the injustice that has been inflicted upon Negroes in this country by Uncle Sam is criminal. Don't blame a cracker in Georgia for your injustices. The government is responsible for the injustices. The government can bring these injustices to halt. And what you and I have to let the man know is we are peaceful people. We are loving people. We love everybody who loves us. But we don't love anybody who doesn't love us. We're nonviolent with people who are nonviolent with us. But we are not nonviolent with anyone who is violent with us.
But when someone attacks you, when someone comes at you with a club, when someone comes at you with a rope, when someone comes at you with a gun, despite the fact that you've done nothing, he tells you, suffer peacefully. Pray for those who use you despitefully. Be long-suffering. And how long can you suffer after suffering for 400 years? The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman. And as Muslims, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us to respect our women and to protect our women. And the only time a Muslim really gets real violent is when someone goes to molest his woman. We will kill you for our woman. I'm making it plain, yes. We will kill you for our woman. We believe that if the white man will do whatever is necessary to see that his woman gets respect and protection, then you and I will never be recognized as men until we stand up like men and place the same penalty over the head of anyone who puts his filthy hands out to put in the direction of our women.
That whenever a people come to the conclusion that the government which they have supported proves itself unwilling or proves itself unable to protect our lives and protect our property because we have the wrong color skin, we are not human beings unless we ourselves band together and do whatever, however, whenever is necessary to see that our lives and our property is protected. And I doubt that any person in here would refuse to do the same thing were he in the same position. I'm speaking as a black man from America, which is a racist society. No matter how much you hear it talk about democracy, it's as racist as South Africa or as racist as Portugal or as racist as any other racialist society on this earth. The only difference between it and South Africa preaches separation and practices separation. America preaches integration and practices segregation. This is the only difference. They don't practice what they preach. Whereas South Africa preaches and practices the same thing. I have more respect for a man who lets me know where he stands. Change is to talk the kind of language, speak the language that they understand. The racialist never understands a peaceful language. The racialist never understands the nonviolent language. The racialist, he's spoken his language to us for 400 years. We have been the victim of his brutality. We are the ones who face his dogs that tear the flesh from our limbs, only because we want to enforce the Supreme Court decision. We are the ones who have our skulls crushed, not by the Ku Klux Klan, but by policemen, only because we want to enforce what they call the Supreme Court decision. We are the ones upon whom water hoses are turned with pressure so hard that it rips the clothes from our backs, not men, but the clothes from the backs of women and children. You've seen it yourself, only because we want to enforce what they call the law. Well, anytime you live in a society supposedly based upon law, and it doesn't enforce its own law because the color of a man's skin happens to be wrong, then I say those people are justified to resort to any means necessary to bring about justice where the government can't give them justice.
Let us.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. Yo, what's going on, Consider? I appreciate it. And I definitely wanted to come on and holler at y'all. I know I've been kind of busy or whatever, but I've still been paying attention. So shouts out to everything that everybody doing out here. You know what I'm saying? I've been paying attention to y'all stuff, but I've been paying attention to everything, right? And hopefully, we getting into the end of the argument about like black people talking about this damn Palestine and Israel stuff. You know what I'm saying? I know I said something about it too, but I tried to put a black perspective on it. But I'm not gonna lie, it's like all this misdirection stuff, and we talking about aligning with any goddamn body, without aligning with ourselves first. You know what I'm saying? You cannot. Is a misdirection. You know what I'm saying? We can't build with other people because we can't even be with ourselves. You can't love nobody if you don't even love yourself. So how can you or we do anything for anybody if we can't even get our stuff together? So, and I want to show consider what you had sent me the other day. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna play this one first just to give people just the time to come in here, because I don't really want to go back on it because I don't want to be super long here. But I'm gonna just play this story this brother was saying, because he was like he's still surprised about what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly, considering. So we about to direct the conversation back to the right place. You know what I'm saying? Well, we need to be talking about instead of everybody else.
A quick story that has me literally shaking right now. So for context, I drive trucks and I stop at this Denny's to grab a coffee because I'm addicted to caffeine. I went in there to get my coffee to go, and then I walked to the bathroom. But as I'm walking to the bathroom, it's this old guy sitting to the left with about 12 people.
Now I want you to pay attention because this brother here is a truck driver, and I know a lot of brothers don't realize what's going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? And may be oblivious, and then I understand what it's like for brothers like that could be anywhere. And so it's deadly important to understand your surroundings and be able to protect yourself.
Trucks, and I stop at this Denny's to grab a coffee because I'm addicted to caffeine. I went in there to get my coffee to go, and then I walked to the bathroom. But as I'm walking to the bathroom, it's this old guy sitting to the left with about 12 people that's celebrating his 89th birthday. I got a call from my dispatcher, and he was like, yo, you can chill, no rush, they're not ready for the freight, so you can relax a little bit. Sat down, ordered some food, so now I'm sitting like across from the guy that's celebrating his birthday. Time goes by, I'm down there at the end of my meal, and everybody that basically came to celebrate with him had left, so now it's just him and his wife. So as I get up to go wash my hands, I see him and I give him a smile. I'm like, happy birthday, young man, 89. That's a lot of memory to have. Here's the thing. I don't even know why I said that. He could have had Alzheimer's. I'm not even sure what I meant by that. But that's what I said. And he said, well, thank you, young man. And he smiled. And he kind of just stared at me. And I just walked back there and washed my fucking hands. So I come back and his wife is gone. She's talking to some other lady that goes to the same church they do. And he sees me. He says, come here, come here, come here. And I say, yes. And he said, there are way too many things that I wish I could forget. And I said, yeah, man, you make it to damn near 100 years old. I'm pretty sure you got a handful of regrets. And he looked at me with the most serious look ever and said, you have no idea. Well, now I'm curious. Do tell. He said, I used to be a firefighter through the 60s and 70s. I said, that's what's up.
Yeah, no, consider you just said it, the same thing in the 60s to today, you know what I'm saying? Or to back all the way back, you know what I'm saying? And so he telling a story about a white firefighter dude, you know what I'm saying, who was a firefighter in the 60s and 70s.
That's a very commendable job. And he said, yeah, it should be. He said the 60s and 70s was a different time in every way possible. You know that, right? And I'm just like, yeah, no shit. He said, back in those times, I was a way different man, and who knew that we'd get to the point where we are in society today, and I'd be feeling the way I'm feeling about the decisions that I made back in those times. So I'm like, man, if you won't fucking tell me, bro. So right before he took a very long pause, he looked at me and said, back in those times, it was very common for firefighters that looked like me to leave people that looked like you in burning houses and buildings and horrible situations just to say they couldn't get to us. He said more times than he'd like to admit, he would hear screaming black people and children in burning buildings and houses and apartments and stores and cars, and he would literally just pretend he didn't hear it. He said his last time doing it was when he made eye contact with the baby that he deliberately went into a building to save and deliberately didn't. And he said that was the last time he did it, and he quit that year. He said the nightmare still hasn't stopped. He still hasn't forgiven himself, and therapy helps, but it's still a living nightmare to have those memories. And I guess that shit just shocked me so much because when it came to firefighters, I never thought of them like that. Like when it came to like police officers,
And the
lawyers.
thing about the firefighters, right, especially then, who you think was spraying them with water? You know what I'm saying? Where you think the police didn't have water hoses, right? And yeah, and he was like, yo, things is different, but I'm here to tell you, right? See, we don't even understand the situation that we're in. Like, you could have a car accident, and you got to pray that you get somebody, first of all, the first responder, whoever, that don't let you just die, right? And then second, once you get to the hospital, you got to hope not only are they trained enough, but they also don't let you die or help you die or whatever it may be. It's already in their whole system. But then the fact that, we still like, oh, I don't think about it like this. We just look at police brutality, and then we be like, not all, it's a whole system that is designed, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't think that that happens, you know what I'm saying? I know this little white kid whose dad was a firefighter. You know what I'm saying? He grew up to be one of those right wing kind of, you know what I'm saying, crazy white boys, you know what I'm saying? And I wonder where he get that energy, that mentality from.
When it came to firefighters, I never thought of them like that. Like when it came to like police officers, lawyers, and judges, and everybody else, we knew they didn't give a fuck. Especially police officers, we knew they didn't give a fuck about us. But I don't know why that didn't click to me that no, it was everybody that hated us. Everybody. Everybody had a hand in deliberately making our lives worse. When I calmed down from being mad enough to want to pull the plug on his ass, I thought about it. And I was like, of course they did this. Of course they did this shit.
And he was like, yo, an infant that I went in there to save, you know what I'm saying? And then deliberately did not save this infant, you feel me? But when I be like, we all we got, I don't think we understand the meaning of that phrase, you know what I'm saying? Now, I want to show you what this is what Cassidra sent me, you know what I'm saying, about what happened, I believe, in Atlanta. Yeah, Cassidra that's just a mentality. And then we think, like, when I say we all we got, like, people don't realize, that hatred is real, you know what I'm saying? But this is the thing that I wanted to play like a couple of days ago when I seen it.
This is a call to action. This happened in Florida, and people, we need to wake up, stand up, and we need to cry loud. There are too many unalivings, lynchings that are happening. People being found hung, and down in Jacksonville, actually in Baldwin, Florida, they're trying to rule everything that happens to this right here, people like this right here, trying to rule it a unaliving of themselves. This is Keandre Taylor. He was working down in Baldwin, Florida at a travel center, Travel Centers of America, a Petro down in Baldwin, Florida.
And by the way, y'all stop putting that music on this stuff, you know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Voiced his concerns many times to his family, even tried to reach out to HR regarding the harassment and the racism that he was facing at his job, but nobody was listening at his job. His family was. But at his job, they wasn't. They failed him. Some of the last words that his family heard from him when he wrote them.
Yeah, considering is he's like, God allowed him to stay here and be tormented, you know. And the thing is, right, I just wish, you know, it would be the other way around, you know, where you see him. But the problem is, like, black people would be like, yo, I know what you did, but I would be wrong for not bringing you. I would be haunted if I left you, you know. And sometimes, right, karma is a thing that's bigger than us. You know what I'm saying? Like when people be like, oh, it's above me now. Some things is bigger than us. You understand? So, you know, when all of those situations, and it's all of us that could be in these situations, and we gotta pray, you know what I'm saying, hope, you know, that they are, you know what I'm saying, cool enough to keep us alive in said moment, you know what I'm saying? Right, exactly. None of them can be trusted. And all I'm saying is black people is just like, so like that you would probably still save this dude if he was in a damn burning building. You know what I'm saying? And knowing what he has done. Right? But that's the thing. I don't know. Maybe we should look to getting away from.
His family was. But at his job, they wasn't. They failed him. Some of the last words that his family heard from him when he wrote them was, I don't want to be unalived out here, man. And less than 48 hours before his unaliving, Keandre expressed his fear of dying at the hands of racist staff and co-workers. September the 30th this year, Keandre was hung. He was hung. And at the time of his unaliving, his emergency contact was not notified. His family was not notified. He had been unalive for almost 24 hours before his mother, Tawana Richmond Taylor, was even notified. And there are many inconsistencies and untruths that clearly shows that this was not done to himself. Somebody did it to him, or somebody's. It was extra people. This was done to him. He didn't do it to himself. He had bruises. He had knots on his head. He had a swollen eye, and it was like somebody had actually beat this boy up. He's 31 years old. He has 3 children that are under 10 years old, and they are the light of his life. And this young man was found hung in a storage shed at his job at the Travel Centers of America in Baldwin, Florida, in his uniform. And the only way that his family found out was it was somebody that he was cool with that called the family, called the mother. Now, this may be a procedure, but everybody at his job could identify him. But the police came in and still wanted to fingerprint him. The questions that have to be asked: if he committed an unaliving to himself, how did he hit himself in the eye? How did he hit himself in the head? How did he end up with all these bruises? How? This is just like the Yona Lubrin case and many other cases that are happening all in Florida. This stuff is happening in Florida. We need to wake up, people. And when you try to search this story, people, TikTok, when you try to search this story, there are no news stories, no articles or anything.
All right, yo. So at the time, you know, it wasn't, right, and it's still very, very limited, right. But it is one thing, and since it's just me and you, consider, let me know if you want to come up here, if you want to say something about any of this stuff, because I got a couple more things. It's not going to be long, you know what I'm saying, but I had a couple of things that I wanted to show. So, if you wanted to come up here, let me know. I'll put it in there, you know, because we ain't gonna get off sidetracked, you know, with other people coming on. But anyway.
Tennessee couple is looking for answers 3 weeks after their son was found dead at work in Duval County. Keandre Taylor worked at the TA Travel Center in Baldwin. The medical examiner ruled Taylor died by suicide, but his parents say the details of their son's death, they're just not adding up. Our Andrew Badillo is in the newsroom tonight with more. And Andrew, I know you spoke with Taylor's parents this afternoon after they arrived here in Jacksonville.
Yeah, Tawana Taylor and Andre Taylor traveled 10 hours from Memphis, Tennessee to Jacksonville to learn more about what happened to their son. Tawana told me she learned more about her son's death one day after it happened. Tawana Taylor says her son, Keandre, was a jokester.
He usually would come in the house and be like, "Hey, old lady,
Yo, what up, my brother Anthony?
what you cooking?"
Now, those jokes are all she has to remember him.
Never in a million years would I have imagined that this time, when my son walked out that door, that he would be coming back in a box.
On Saturday, September 30th, Keandre Taylor was found dead at this TA Travel Center in Baldwin, where he worked as a mechanic. On Sunday, Tawana Taylor got a
Now, a TA is a truck stop too, by the way, you know, because the first brother was talking about how he was a truck driver and he was just all surprised how they are and all of this stuff. Like, how can this be possible? You know what I'm saying? And this brother worked as a mechanic at like a truck stop pretty much. You know, and not ready to separate. Yeah. You know, shouts out to my brother Anthony. You know, if any of y'all got anything to say about this, just let me know.
On
Because
Saturday,
I got other stuff to
September
show y'all
30th,
too.
Keandre Taylor was found dead at this TA Travel Center in Baldwin, where he worked as a
What up,
mechanic.
Bukhari? What up,
On
Bukhari? I was
Sunday,
checking the
Tawana
joint out
Taylor got a
earlier.
phone call from the 31-year-old's ex-girlfriend.
Telling me that she got a call from someone who says that they was Keandre's friend and that he was dead. And I was like, no, what kind of games are you playing? Don't do that.
The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office police report says officers were called to the truck stop for an employee dispute. An employee said Taylor and another employee had an argument and that Taylor was asking other employees for a gun. Police found Taylor in a building behind the travel center dead. The medical examiner ruled Taylor died by suicide.
There's no way that my son would kill himself. He was due to come home the very next week to see his children.
And look, I don't care what they be telling you, man. Like when you at these places, you know what I'm saying? They be wilding out. Like when I tell you, like the sickness goes beyond our comprehension. You know what I'm saying? Which baffles me why we think that, you know what I'm saying, we good when we really not. You have to check and check and check. If you a black dude, especially like if you a black dude on the road, but even if you just work around that area, you know what I'm saying, you got to be like on it. And we just like keep getting caught by surprise, you know, because I don't care what they say. The most important thing is coming home to your family. You know what I'm saying? We'll worry about the rest later, you know? Yeah, and call it a suicide, you know?
An employee said Taylor and another employee had an argument and that Taylor was asking other employees for a gun. Police found Taylor in a building behind the travel center dead. The medical examiner ruled Taylor died by suicide.
There's no way that my son would kill himself. He was due to come home the very next week to see his children. He has 3 beautiful children that he loves and adores.
Tawana and
Okay, let me put the link up real quick for you. And yeah, Cassandra, because she definitely. All right.
Keandre's father, Andre, drove from Memphis to Jacksonville for clarity. The two say the travel center and police.
All right, so she's saying she went up there.
Tawana and Keandre's father, Andre, drove from Memphis to Jacksonville for clarity. The two say the travel center and police have not been helpful.
Something happened.
Yeah.
Something definitely happened.
And we just want to know what happened.
And we want answers.
We reached out to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office to see if...
So, you know, you heard what they said. What's going on, Cassandra?
Hello, hey. Boy, I tell you, it's another one forecast. You know what's so sad? We still don't want to separate from them. Because I'm looking at, I was watching a movie the other day. I don't look at TV a lot, but every time I see a movie, they show you who they really are. Every freaking time. they show you exactly who they are. Either they murderers or they killing folk or they, it's all kind of disgusting stuff. This is who they are. But we still don't get it. These people are not your friends. But we got guys marrying them. We got folk that's telling us we glad that we married to a white woman. Who was the ball player me and Maurice was talking about yesterday on the live? He said one guy was married to a white woman and said he's glad that she's a white woman. That's disgusting. You are glad that you're married to your enemy that could possibly stab you to death in your sleep. These people are dangerous. Do we understand that? And we still don't want to separate from them. We still will go to bat for them. We still don't get it. We will fight each other over a white supremacy president, either party, and we'll fight each other which white supremacy is going to be over us. Does that make sense to you? I'm so mad right now. I'm going to tell you what, until we start doing to them what they doing to our babies, nothing is going to stop. Let's see one white child be lynched. Let's see what happened in it. They're going to call it a suicide then? You understand what I'm saying? I'm dying to see one of theirs get lynched. Just like that dude in Maine, I will pay his fare out the country. I swear I will. 18. I'm so glad I don't know what to do. I'm like, I hope and pray they don't never find his ass. Then he come back and get 18 more. Every 6 months, go get every 30 days, get another 18. Maybe we can get the same due justice that they don't give us. Is when a school shooting happened. Have you noticed that yet? Every time they do to us and we don't get justice, there's a school shooting. Have you noticed that? I told my husband the other day, something happened, something went down. I think Ozone trial, not to trial, he got sentenced. I told my husband, it's time for a school shooting because they know doggone well that police officer, and I'm not trying to get off the subject, I'm just trying to help us to understand who we dealing with. We still don't get it. That cop went to stop Ozone for some dirt, right? He ended up dying because he should have died. I'm just saying, because what you did, you stopped and you tried to wreak some havoc and your boys wasn't there to back you up. So you got your ass beat and you died. You end up dying. Okay, we're not even gonna say it's Ozone's fault, but I'm saying they're trying to use their system against us when we fight back. I don't give a damn about their system. Because I'm sick of seeing what I'm seeing. And until we as Black folk get our heads out the sand and out our buttholes, nothing is going to change. They're going to keep on saying that every time they hang us, because they never stopped. They never stopped. And now our children in Ohio coming up missing. Where the babies going? And we don't have sense enough to, even the ones in Ohio, we don't have sense enough to put up a patrol or something to keep our babies safe. Some of these men ain't working. Why y'all can't be up early walking them babies to school? Why you can't be up early walking them home for school? Why you can't, you understand what I'm saying? Why you can't be up early at the bus stop? You ain't doing nothing else but playing the game all day. But you letting your babies be disappeared. You're allowing our babies to be disappeared or taken and no repercussions, nothing. This is why they don't stop, because they say them niggas don't care about their own babies. They don't care what we do. That's the sad part about it. And they've been doing this since the beginning of the time. And we've not figured out how to stop their asses in their tracks, because we know the police department has been infiltrated. We know the judges have been infiltrated because they don't give them no time. We know this. The woman that shot the girl through the door, how much time did she get? I don't think she got nothing, did she? You feel me?
So.
You see what I'm saying? But her family gonna sit there and let that happen.
Remember the dude I was talking about that got like a year and a day or something, or whatever I said.
Okay, but guess what? And the family member ain't saying nothing. I blame the family for that. I blame Black folk for that. Remember the cop that went to jail and served 2 years for what's that baby's name? Dwight, what's his name? Danye, right? The one that got shot, and she thought it was her taser. She got 2 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why was she able to walk out that jail? Tell me that. Why was she able to continue breathing to the day? You went in the jailhouse, was supposed to be bad. Ooh, them Black folk bad, huh? They're not that bad, huh? People coming out, going in and coming out alive. So how bad are you? Or you just bad with each other? See, this is the dangers that we're seeing right now. We don't have sense enough to fight the enemy. You'll fight folk that's trying, like Grandmaster, that had an idea to get your asses free. We fought against him. We called him an agent. No proof, but because a white person came in the chat and called him an agent, they jumped on that and they started calling this man an agent with no proof. Not absolutely no proof whatsoever. It was just a thing. Call him agent. Call him agent. That's the sad part about it. And we jump on the bandwagon every time. But go ahead, I'll rest my case. I'm done. I'm so done with this. This is so disgusting to me. I'm so tired of this. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, and it don't stop. Bakari said Hubert Davis, he said, "My wife is white and I'm proud she's a white woman."
Yes. He was so exactly. How are you proud? You're laying next door. You're laying with a woman that can any minute slice your throat, stab you to death, and walk free. And say or say she was afraid for her life when you didn't even do nothing to her, and she could walk. That's the sad part about it. And all of our NFL players who's laying next to the enemy. Your ass has struggled all your life. You had a black woman. Then as soon as you got some money, what'd you do? You turned your back on your black culture and think you're doing something? You're a dummy. I want to say something else, but I ain't gonna say it. I'm trying to be respectful.
I just call them clones now, and so
I call them, so I can call them a whole lot more than clones. I'm telling you, because I'm telling you what I'm seeing now is so disgusting. Yeah, you know what? You just be like, okay, just go ahead and get rid of those, because there are those men and those black people, women too. Candace Owens, I'm including her too. Those black people are good for fucking nothing. They are good for nothing. They need to disappear, all of them. Go ahead and hang them. That's who they need to be hanging. Because I'm tired of black folk being so disrespectful with each other, but we'll give Biden a pass. We'll give Trump a pass. Because why? Because why? You're fighting your brother over who's the next white racist that's going to be over you for the next 4 years. Make it make sense. That's going to put your baby in jail. Going to beat your baby upside the head and then give the police, the people that's doing it, more money. Biden gave the police officers $300 million, 300 more, billion or million.
Probably million, yeah.
Okay, he gave them $300 more to keep bashing in your heads, and we were okay with that. But we still want him as president, right? We still got black folk that still vote for him in the next election coming up. That's how brainwashed. That's how traumatized black folk are. I rest my case.
Yeah. Shouts out to William Bell in the building. I appreciate it, my brother. He said, consider my own family laughs at me and thinks I'm racist when I say we should separate from them.
Ain't that the same? That's so sad. You mean to tell me they don't see the news? Or do we not care? Well, this is how much we hate our children and we hate each other. We won't even fight for our children. This is sad. We give them our children every day. And they come up missing. They've abused. They're beat up. The white kids will do whatever to them. And they don't have no help. And you're okay with that. You drop them off to those white devils every day to torment your children. And we don't see nothing wrong with that. Then you go to their jobs every day and be tormented. But you're okay with that. And you'll take up for them. And you'll fight your own sister for them. And you'll support their businesses and won't even support your black-owned businesses. And just like Bakari was talking about, these HBCUs, they want those schools to go out of business. But I'm going to tell you what, black folk are damn fools. You sitting up there taking your child to a white school, right? Denver University, when you got Jackson State. You understand what I'm saying? And you won't even support your own HBCU. That's the sad part about it. We don't even want our children in those schools. They could shut down today and black folk wouldn't even care. You rather for your child. And I'm going to tell you, and I often talk about my daughter. She went to Denver University. My daughter was tormented there. My baby. I didn't know what was going on. Those were my days. I weren't so smart about this stuff. I didn't know about this stuff because I was so busy working. And she said she wanted to go there. I said, okay, find some money. We found her some money, but I'm going to tell you what, those 2 years, that 1 year, was the worst year ever. I was scared for my child's life. I will call up there and talk to security. If something happened to my baby, what's your name? I got their names, every last one of them, because I'm coming. And I meant that. Forecast, I swear I was coming. I said, she better not. Nothing, she better come home the same way that I brought her down there. And yes, it's a threat. And I meant what I said. You better take your ass over there right now to that dorm and check to make sure my child is good. Because you know them white kids over there crazy. I didn't care what I said. I meant what I said. I had to act a fool because I wanted to put the fear in them. I'm coming. Let something happen to me. I had to do that quite often. She texted me, I'm calling her, you good? They pissing on the door, throwing shit up on the door, putting it on the knob. And then the boy, the culprit, he finally got kicked out of school. I was so glad I didn't know what to do. I was so glad I went to send his mama a card. Thank you. I was so glad. But he was the culprit. But I often talk about that. But we still don't understand the dangers that we put our children in, because I didn't. But I learned. So why aren't we ready to separate from them? All of this is going on. We're still not ready. We're still not ready to separate. We still call them friends. We still marrying them little bastards.
Yeah.
And having them mixed babies with them people. Those are not people. Those are Satan's children. Don't we understand? God said, show me what fruits are you seeing? Those are hunters. They kill, steal, and destroy. And we don't understand who attributes those are. Those are Satan's attributes. Those are his children. And we still don't. And people, I'm saying this, people listen to this video and be like, ain't nothing wrong. My best friend named Becky, and her and I've been friends since childbirth. You know what I'm saying? Her mom and my mom was best friends. You a dummy too. I just want you to know that. I want you to know how stupid and ignorant you sound. This woman don't give a damn about you. I bet you giving up more than she giving up. I bet you done gave up your culture and she ain't giving up nothing. You had to lay your culture down in order to be friends with that heifer. And the men that's dating them, y'all dummies and weak too. You sitting up here, you didn't gave up your masculinity. The only reason she marrying you because you either got some money, because if you was broke, she wouldn't be with you broke behind. But you sit up here with money. You don't care if you don't care if she's a gold digger. You don't care if she's toxic. You don't care. As long as you got a white woman. What about that football player that had that white girl? And she was a known racist. Known racist. They had proof, gave him proof. He still didn't care. He still married her. That's a dummy. Now that's a dummy. I hope she paid every freaking dime. I hope when she get done with him, he got to go to a homeless shelter. I'm just saying. I'm so tired of us just turning our heads to this stupidity. I'm going to try to be done, Forecast. I'm going to try to shut up. I'm going to try. I'm going to mute my mic and I'm going to try.
No, you good. You good. Shouts out to Highly Favored too. I appreciate you coming. They definitely don't want to separate from Becky, you know. Yo, consider it. So let me show you this, right? This ongoing thing in Chicago. I want to show you just a couple things because we're talking about especially like the resources and the money and all of that stuff and like what's going on with that.
Certainly concern from some people living on the far south side as they say the city has failed to provide critical resources to that community before proposing this migrant shelter that'll be right near the northwest corner of 115th and Halsted if approved. That's where some of the residents gathered today, making their voices heard in the Old Jewel parking lot. They also mentioned some disappointment in the proposal because there were previous discussions to develop affordable housing in that exact location, but they say those talks have not progressed. The proposed plan for the migrant shelter there is part of Mayor Brandon Johnson's hopes to offer a first stop for 1,000 incoming migrants, which would include massive heated tents. Now, we reached out to 21st Ward Alderman Ronnie Mosley for comment on today's protest, but have not yet heard back. Previously, Mosley has said he's open to the idea, but wanted to allow residents of that ward to voice their concerns.
People here in this community, they're afraid they're going to lose jobs. They're afraid there's not going to be shelter for the homeless. And so this is a big thing for this community.
The fact is, in the Roseland community, there's crime, there's violence, there's gangs. It's through the roof here. And we need to protect our own people before we take care of people coming from the outside.
Mosley has previously explained to his residents that the $33 million in new federal funding can only be used toward the migrant living costs. The mayor is asking for around $200 million.
So that's $33 million right there. I want to show you another one. Consider it. It's one more after this, right? Because that's 33. This is another They're trying to get another $40 million here for like
Decision to renew a
healthcare.
$40 million contract with Favorite back this week.
I thought
Even
Chicago
with
was
reduced rates
horrible,
could still
so
leave
nobody wanted to
taxpayers
be there. But
paying six-figure pay rates. Armed with six-figure pay rates to most staffers. NBC5 investigates reporter Bennett Haberly has more to report news of the contract this week that even with reduced rates could still leave taxpayers paying six-figure pay rates to most staffers. NBC5 investigates reporter Bennett Haberly has more.
Armed with the new contract, Favorite Healthcare Staffing will continue to staff Chicago's migrant shelters at least for another year. It's a renewed deal that's been met with renewed criticism.
Whether it's a federal tax dollar, a state tax dollar, or a Chicago tax dollar, it's still our tax money being wasted.
Invoices obtained by NBC5 Investigates show the company has routinely billed the city at 84 hours per week for most of its staffers, including overtime. And if Favorite continues at that pace, we found it could potentially cost taxpayers between $220,000 to $859,000 a year per employee, even at the newly reduced rates.
I think we've always said from the outset, we inherited the contract. It was a reference contract that the state had started.
Johnson's Deputy Chief of Staff, Christina Passione-Zayas, defended the deal this week, saying the city renegotiated the contract with the Kansas-based company multiple times to lower rates and that the renewal was necessary, as the city's still in the process of finding other local providers. Now still vetting those, leaving Favorite in place for now.
If we were to kill the contract, who would staff these spaces?
like nobody
We would
tell them
get
they can go back
slammed
to
and
whatever.
critiqued on that.
I guarantee you it's her cousins that they giving that money to. Because they're
Right.
not even paying that amount of money to those employees. That's going in somebody's pocket. Let's follow the money. I guarantee you it's somebody that she knows that, and she might be getting broken off a little bit of that change right there. There's no way that a contract should cost that much. Get rid of that contract and bring in some new people. You can hire some of the people, the black folk that you got laid off. You can hire them to do the job. But you're giving all of this money. This is $73 million right now that you're giving to immigrants. When those schools that you closed down, you told black folk that you had no money to renovate those schools, but you had a whole $73 million to give immigrants who wasn't even born here. So those schools, they're renovating them and they're living in those schools. But like you said, I thought Chicago was so bad. It must not be so bad after all, huh? But I'm gonna tell you what, this is black folks' fault because you got that mayor in there. You didn't want anybody else that was gonna stand for the people like Jamal Green. He would have stood for the people. He was the independent, right? But they wanted another Democrat. And this is what Democrats do to black folk. We haven't learned that either. How long is that gonna take for us to get?
I think it's taking us like it's probably gonna be 70 years,
we
but
still ain't got it because I guarantee you, it's still some black folk that's gonna vote Democrats this time around. I guarantee you. Guarantee you.
yeah, I think the younger people is like more aware, and then as it's still some of the old school. You know what I'm saying? No, we got to vote Democrat people out there though.
I guarantee you, even Christian folk, these Democrats don't even say what you believe in. They believe in homosexuality and transgender. You got these folk in your pulpit. What kind of message are you sending? They don't believe how you believe. Go ahead. I rest my mic.
Man, that is true. It's illegal if you follow what it says you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And we all know what you're supposed to do when somebody's gay in the Bible, right? So, and that's not let them sing in the choir.
While trying to come up with new ways to be responsive and also sensitive to the fact that the city of Chicago is paying for this, and all of this is falling on the shoulders of Chicago.
And when asked if the city should conduct an audit based on reporters' findings of costly invoices, she deflected.
I'm concerned about staffing our shelters with Chicagoans and making sure that we can continue to move people off the streets and out of the floors of police stations and airports.
For weeks, Favorite has not responded to our repeated questions.
Now, because a lot of that conversation, we'll get to that. This is the last one, right? Because the migrants, right, is not just from Venezuela, but the Venezuelans ones is like mad because Ukrainian ones that we ain't even gonna talk about, because I know a lot of black people have that Ukrainian flag on their pages too. You know what I'm saying? Talking about oppressed people around the world. So now you about to see with all that friendship and black and brown. I don't care where the brown lives at in the world, where that's going to get you, but redirect your energy
Flag and
towards
other
yourself,
signs
man.
of support continue to be visible in Chicago neighborhoods 21 months after the Russian invasion of Ukraine. A large established community is one of the reasons the city has been able to absorb more than 30,000 Ukrainian refugees without it becoming a crisis similar to the one Chicago faces now.
And they have relatives over here, they have family over here, they have friends over here.
Frank Sandoval volunteers for the small nonprofit Illinois Venezuelan Alliance. With the exception of a few Venezuelan restaurants, he says the Venezuelan community is small in Chicago, not nearly enough to absorb the who have arrived during the past year.
That's not what happens.
For 19,000 migrants who have arrived during the past year.
That's
Hold on, my bad. It's he said how many of
Over
them?
19,000 migrants who have arrived during the past year.
That's not what happens with Venezuelans. And some of the
So it was 19,000 of them and like 50,000 Ukrainian migrants, who's also getting, we say 77 million, and that's for the brown one. So imagine what the Ukrainian immigrants is getting in Chicago.
They're already here are not settled enough to absorb these friends too.
In addition, Ukrainian refugees arrived with a status given by the federal government that made their path easier, including programs that opened the door to work permits right away.
The federal government has programs set up for arrivals from Ukraine and arrivals from Afghanistan that, through local sponsors and with federal coordination, that really allows folks from those communities to get the start that they need.
The federal government is now allowing protective temporary status for Venezuelans who arrive before August 1st. If approved, migrants can get work permits.
It is a step of many that need to be.
So consider America is going to be destroyed, not just because of the African Americans, but
But guess what? Why do you need work permits? Where are the jobs coming from? Let's look at the unemployment rate of Black people. And then, but Venezuelans and whoever else came into this country have work permits. So who's getting those jobs now? Let's look at the unemployment rate of Black people.
yeah, they said who
Compared
gets
to
it.
Compared to now, you giving them work permits, you gave them what you get them protection, right? And then what they said, they just gave them protection too. From who? From who? White folk? Black folk ain't gonna mess with them. I'm serious. We partnered up with them. We giving them our unemployment. We giving them our reparations. We giving them our taxpayer money, and we're not even fussing about it. But now they're giving them work permits. Okay, Black folk, I hope you're ready to scoot over, because y'all ass is gonna be unemployed.
Yeah, like yo, and that's the thing that you've been saying for a while, like work, like making jobs, and there you see how they immediately establish jobs, of course, for the white ones first, and now the quote unquote your brown allies is like, hey, you're doing it for the white ones, we want our jobs too. You know what I'm saying? The however many 77 million in this video alone, this like in the last couple of days. So we ain't gonna talk about the ones before that, but that 77 million ain't enough. They also want their protected status, their ability to get jobs and training and stuff like that. While, we understand the situation that we in, you know what I'm saying? And guess who's paying for it? Us, while the whole time. So
That's right. But you can't get no protection. You can't even get I don't think we got a penny yet from nobody. From Biden, who we really we trust him. We put our hard-earned sweat and tears. We stood in those longest lines to vote for him. And he said, I won't forget you, African Americans. Ain't that what he said? He must have forgot us because that dementia must have kicked in, because we sure ain't received a dime yet. Somebody said he gave our reparations to Israel, Ukraine, and the immigrants.
no, he signed the law. He signed Juneteenth into
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, thanks for Juneteenth. Thank you. But something we have been celebrating anyway. But I appreciate Juneteenth. That's really gonna make me free. That's really gonna pay my bills. Okay. I done seen some immigrants with some brand new cars around here. Mexicans driving brand new, spanking brand new cars with tags. Probably can't even spell can't even speak English, can't even spell car, but you driving a brand new one.
Joe Biden, he said happy birthday. George Floyd would have been 50 had
Ain't
he.
that something? Ain't that something? Happy birthday. Did you give him a card? Did you give him a gift? Did you give him a check? Did you give his family a check? He wouldn't even get him immigrant. There was Black Wall Street immigrant, the ones that lived to be 100. He wouldn't even give them a check. You came to a ceremony with nothing in your hand. Nothing. But the immigrants, Ukrainians, had a whole, what is it, 33 million, 40 million?
Yeah.
I rest my case.
Yeah, how they say everyone protected status except for us. Yeah, Anthony said, we must fight for the oppression of the world, the Ukrainians, Palestinians, and the East Mexicans. Yeah. But yeah, so and speaking of that, I want to show you because one thing, this is a sister going to an Asian beauty supply store looking for a job, and what the immigrant told her. Because also in Chicago, the Asian, or Dino, I call them Dino Solons, but the Asian immigrants is also mad because other immigrants is coming in. And ain't that something like the Asian immigrants is mad that other immigrants gonna come in because they know exactly what they did to you, you know what I'm saying? All of your damn friends.
So what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right?
Mm-hmm.
What you did to us happens to you. America has no friends. Don't think they're your friends, honey. Especially the Asians. They ain't never been their friends. They just told them that they couldn't get a business in the white folk neighborhood, so that's why they gave them loans to come in our neighborhood. But then wouldn't give us no loan to open up a business in our own neighborhood. Ain't that something? Ain't that? But these are the people that we've been dealing with that we don't want to separate from, that we'll fight for. Go ahead. I'm gonna try to be quiet.
Yeah, what's going on, Shanique? What up? So all right, let me play this sister talking to her, trying to get a job at an Asian beauty supply store in a black neighborhood,
Not too big. Okay, but it's like part of my culture and people love my hair.
No, I understand. But
yeah.
Employees, this hair is something.
You said my hair is something?
어울리지 않는다, 직장에서는.
It doesn't suit me at work. Okay, so my hair doesn't suit the work environment here, or are you saying you don't like it? Okay, yeah, I really wasn't expecting that.
네가 그 머리를 고집한다면 다른 잡을 찾아야 되겠다.
I think I'm listening. No. That's just kind of strange. No one's ever I don't know. That's kind of strange. Yeah.
Hairstyle is different. Hairstyle is DNA.
Okay. Right.
You don't worry? No. That's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot about hair because I've had my hair like this, it.
All right, this go on for a while, right? The sister go on explaining for a while, and she was basically like, "No, your hair is ugly, Negro. Get out of here." You know what I'm saying?
Ain't that something? But that's who we spend our money with. That's who we go and spend our money with. People that don't even like you. That's sad. And then she's sitting up there begging her for a job, begging this foreigner, this immigrant who got a bank loan from the American bank to open up her business in your black neighborhood, but you couldn't get the same loan. This is the America we live in. This is your government at its best. Boy, they slick, ain't they? They've been slicking us and pulling it and yanking our chain and for a long time.
Yeah, it's crazy. And yeah, and then we do a lot of explaining. We ain't gonna talk about that whole source of income. I don't know how we don't get it by now. There's probably gonna be some more Palestinian immigrants who come over here calling the police just like they did with George Floyd, because we forget that whole thing, you know what I'm saying? Because it don't. I heard somebody, actually heard one brother downplay like the Arab slave trade. Like I heard one brother like, it don't matter if they call us N-words, you know what I'm saying? This is a fight against oppression, but they don't believe that, because if I was to ask them, okay, so would you side with the Trump dudes who also against them? Like you wouldn't do that. So like, is a there's a thing that we think that, oh, we have this in common and we can love these people, but we can't even do that until we love ourselves. So why we focus on everything other than ourselves? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, consider. Oh, so check this out, consider. I meant to play this before, because this is, I guess is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So they're trying to say perm and the stuff in perm is bad for you, and they're trying to consider
between
banning
chemical
it.
hair straighteners and cancer in women, especially women of color. Now the FDA is considering a ban on one of the chemicals in those products known to cause cancer. Miranda Thomas explains what this could mean for you.
And you just start to think, with all the burns and the sensitivities, that, you know, how could something like this be approved?
Renee Lee began using chemical relaxers to straighten her hair as a little girl. And over time, she says the chemicals in the product became unbearable.
As teenagers, it became a little more intense, where you were relaxing and combing in and holding it on your head. For
Ingredients in those relaxers. Research shows the chemical could lead to cancers, specifically uterine cancer, and may put Black women
Straight
at a
with the uterus,
disproportionate
like.
risk.
You just can't do that and keep your hair and your scalp healthy.
Tanya McMillan is the salon owner and
It's
hairstylist.
after them telling you your hair is disgusting and you gotta straighten it, or they'll kick you out of school, or they won't give you this job that you have to have in their system. Like, and then we wonder, like, you know, until you break it, you have to break it. But I won't even play the rest though, because you are like, you know, it's just the FDA considers banning, you know what I'm saying, the stuff in perm. So what you think about that, considering? And by the way, Shanique said, if the sister wanted to sell hair out of her trunk, would sister support? But yeah, what you think, considering?
No, we wouldn't support it. We don't support nothing Black folk do. They need to ban those relaxers. I hope they do ban them. I hope they do. Get back to your regular hair. Get back to your regular hair. That's what I say. They need to ban it. They knew what they was doing when they put that in those relaxers. You think they did? You think they didn't do that on purpose? Everything about them is for your death. I keep telling y'all that. But y'all think I'm talking out the side of my neck? Every program that they have for you is for your death. The vaccines that we give our babies is for their death or autism, or to stop them, give them a learning disability, something detrimental to their health. Everything they do for us. When they gave you EBT, they divided our family. And look at our boys, look at our families now. They knew what they was doing. You think they didn't know? You think they don't research this stuff before they do it? These are dangerous people. They're sick individuals. They're very disgusting. They're sick. And we still don't understand that. We think it's us.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and just to save time, I'm gonna skip these next two things. There was this sister here. I might show it later, but this sister here was in the middle, and she's elected official, and she's like discussing thing at a city council meeting, and then somebody just called her, you know what I'm saying, the N-word and stuff like that. And then this other sister, right, got accused of, and you know, it goes with the same thing in Target, what we was just talking about, and she was trying to exchange product, but they tried to say that you know, but maybe I'll show those later. But I want to show you this, right? Check this out, considering now, barring everything that, and I know for some reason I see a lot of people trying to get Black people caught up in their ish, you know. And Shanique said like uterine cancer giving, you know, eugenics vibes, and it always was, and yet we still here, right? But yeah, and the uptick in alopecia and, you know, just the diseases that we have, right? But understand, right, is think tanks and all of this stuff, they use their science, they use labs and stuff like that. That's why they experimented on a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, so that of course, like it affects Black women the most because they know they try to make them straighten their hair, make all of us straighten our hair, and they know perm is a big thing that was going on with Black women, and it directly went to uterine cancer. You know what I'm saying? Of all things, you know what I'm saying? But check it out, right? So this is an Israeli leader, a white bitch though, but it's still an Israeli leader, talking about the young Black generation is their biggest problem. No wonder they keep trying to get us brought up and everything.
Ain't there something? But we fail to realize who's running America. The Jews are. Every area. They're running Israel and they're running here. Who's over your media? Who's over your schools? Who's over your school boards? Who's over your entertainment? Who's over the Jews? We didn't understand that. That's why America is backing the Jews and they give themselves a check every year. Did we not know that? Go ahead. I'm gonna let you show your video.
Yeah, it's only like a minute. I'm gonna let her say
The
it.
major problem of Israel is with the young generation of the Black community. The problem of Israel is with the young generation of the Black community. Black is with the young.
Right. So y'all, get the point of that, right? So, yeah,
Now,
yo,
what did our babies do to her? What have our babies done to her for her to say that? That's a brainwashing tactic, propaganda again. They always trying to fill our heads with stuff about our babies. But what about them damnable bastards who's sitting up there shooting up schools? Let's talk about them. We just had a white dude to shoot up Maine, some stuff in Maine, right? We're gonna talk about him? Or you gonna still blame our babies? All right, go ahead.
Oh yeah, that's all. And she's supposed to be a high-ranking official or something like that.
Who need to be
Yeah.
set down somewhere.
Yeah, they have, literally have think tanks to discuss all of these things, to put us in these situations,
Exactly. And we let them. And we let them say anything. We never check their behavior. We never check them. Because if I go up there and talk about them shooters, Dylan Roof, Kyle Rittenhouse, then people say that ain't got nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with it. Because every time they come up and try to talk about our babies, I turn it right around to them. And then, you know what they say? That has nothing to do with the conversation. It has everything to do with the conversation. Because you're trying to talk about my babies, and I'm trying to show you yours.
Yeah, and consider, I'm not gonna lie, it's like pissing me off, like just listening to like random Black people talk about, like just arguing about this Palestine and Israel thing, and so many Black people, oh, we relate to them, we share the same struggle. You know what? We don't share the same struggle because a Black person don't live in Palestine and call the Israeli police on them and have them shot and killed. You know what I'm saying? So you cannot be in the same situation as them because you're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? And they are doing it to you.
We just we just want to please white folk any way we can.
Yeah. But check this out. So this sister was like, I'm gonna let her go in, right?
Let's talk about African children.
Enough.
Congo.
UV just dropped their.
So she's like, I'm tired of talking about this Israel stuff. Let's talk about what's going on for real.
Today. Let's talk about 5.5 million of them that have been driven out of their homes. Let's talk about the children. Schools have been closed. There's no food. They can't think about their children's future because they have to worry if they can feed them today. And this is going on right now in the Congo. It is getting no press. It is getting no media attention. And it is getting no support. Do you want to know why? Let's guess. Because it is Africans. It is Black, melanated, dominant people just like me and you. This is the largest humanitarian crisis in the world going on in the Congo. No one is making any noise about this. No one is saying anything about millions being displaced from their home, hunger, defenseless families. No one. What is happening in those wars, in the Palestinian and the war, is nothing compared to what is happening in the Congo. We're not sending aid. It's not on our news. Nobody is talking about it. Why? Because they look just like me and you. And they even got me and you. While millions of our people are starving to death, fighting over a war that does not belong to us. But nobody is talking about this. I did not even realize that people did not know what was going on in the Congo until I made a video and I got so many people asking me, what was I talking about? This is what I'm talking about. This is the DRC, okay? This is I just cannot express to you all how this is because we're Black. They got us looking one way while women and girls are subject to sexual violence, children unable to go to school. This is a genocide. What is happening in Palestine, that Palestine is nothing in the size. The Congo.
And you've seen the Israelis, right? But guess who's doing this? Who's a part of this thing in the Congo? You know what I'm saying? The good old, you know what I'm saying? East Mexicans, you know what I'm saying? You apparently have some role in it, you know? This is just the news thing.
Now, there's been shock in eastern DR Congo over the killing in Beni of 26 people in an attack that's been blamed on the ADF militia group. Now, it's been terrorizing communities in the region since the 90s, and many of the latest alleged victims are reportedly children. Our correspondent brings us more from DR Congo.
Witnesses say that armed men raided homes in one part of Arusha on Monday night. Several victims of the violence died of knife wounds. The authorities have blamed the killing on the ADF, a Ugandan armed group accused of killing thousands of civilians. The militia has pledged allegiance to Islamic State. It's been 2 years since the DRC and Uganda launched a joint military operation.
Now, this is French news, mind you. You know what I'm saying? The ones who getting kicked out of there anyway, right? So, they talking about what they're saying.
To try to stop the ADF's attacks. Several terrorists have since been neutralized, but the military offensive hasn't reduced the level of violence against civilians.
Now, Cassandra, because you want to say something, Cassandra?
You know what? We all know that they will never feature what's going on in the DR, the Congo, or Somalia. Now you have the same thing going on in Somalia. Nobody's saying anything about that. It's not a headline, but you want to sit up there and talk about Israeli? When Rwanda had a genocide in 94 that killed 800,000 people? Are you serious? Over a matter of 100 days. And America never went to save those people. This is what America does. You want me to care about our oppressors? I don't give a damn if they blow the Palestinians and Israel up. Because that's what's going to happen, for real, for real. Israel is blowing up, is getting rid of Palestine. They're going to take their land out. And then Iran is going to come. It's already World War III. Y'all don't even understand that. And you don't even understand that all those people that they just let in this country, did we vet anybody? You went over there and you killed some of their parents and you let them in this country. You think they're not going to have some fire, some heat for us? Oh, I'm looking for a bomb to go off in America any day now. We're not thinking about that. But guess what? Black folk, you're going to be good. Get on out the way and let them do what they need to do. Get on out the way and let them do what they need, what they do best. Kill, steal, and destroy each other. Because we good. Because this whole thing is about black folk, and black folk don't even understand it. This whole thing is about you. It's always about us. But nobody talks about what's going on in Congo. Nobody's talking about that because they black and who cares? Even when Haiti was here in America, what they do? They whipped them and they sent them off somewhere. We don't even know if they made it back to Haiti. They could have dropped them in the middle of the sea. We don't know.
They ain't give them no $30 million, I'll tell you that.
Hell no, they didn't. They didn't give them I ain't seen with a toothbrush, food, potatoes, bread, nothing. I ain't seen I seen a whip in their hand whipping them. I did see that. And then I seen them get on the plane and poof, be gone. Poof, be gone. But now you got all this heat and all this money for everybody but the melanated people. But this is why all of this is happening, because of you black men. Don't ever forget that, y'all. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, y'all ain't seen America gonna go over there and it's gonna fail. Y'all, and we are in World War III, and we don't even understand how serious this is. But let them keep fighting, because guess what? Right now, they done forgot about us over here. Let them keep their attention over there. Go ahead on over there. Blow it on up.
And everybody blow each other up.
Exactly. Because that's what they're going to do anyway. They're going to destroy themselves.
And consider, is it the Arabs that's going against like the black people in Somalia?
Yeah, it's the Arabs. Yes, it's the Arabs. But you remember in Morocco when they killed all of those black folk? Remember in Morocco? And a month ago they had a volcano, didn't it? Earthquake, something? No, it's not a volcano. Earthquake, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how many thousands died? But that was because you killed thousands of black folk that was trying to escape something, and they was coming from Somalia, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And they killed all them black folk. And guess what? That tornado, whatever, earthquake came and squished their asses. And about as many they killed, double that died over there. Don't play. Don't play. Don't play. You hurt me, you're going to get it back. Yeah. It's impossible to hurt me without causing some harm to you and your family. Go ahead.
Yeah. And it's also impossible to love an Arab, a Mexican, a white dude, or anybody.
Arabs had something to do with slavery. What are you talking about? Arabs don't like black people.
That's what I'm saying.
Look how they treat you in Dubai. Look how they treat them in Dubai. Honey, them people terrible.
I mean, yo, because we just going to ignore what the black Palestinians, the black Egyptians, they just kicked like Kevin Hart out of Egypt for saying that they was black people. I showed them
black folk. That's how dumb they are. You don't know you're from Africa, dummy. You've been lying so long, you believe in that lie. Tell me them damn Middle East. Ain't no Middle East over there. All this Africa. Did we know that? All this Africa. Say Africa, Africa, Africa. All of it's Africa. Yeah. And they sit up there mad because you calling them black. Damn, you stupid. You're from Africa. What the hell are you talking about? Look at your lineage. Your hair thick as mine. Hair is nappier than mine is. And you sit up there mad because somebody call you an African when you are from Africa. Dummies.
And the sick part is like we like the only ones that's not understanding, because the Asians go in there, they try to exploit and do their own colonization. The Europeans fighting each other over colonization. The Arabs trying to genocide the black people, really, you know what I'm saying? And we are the only group that don't be like, hey, damn, like why they're doing this to all the black people. Maybe black people around the world should like kind of stop getting genocided, you know what I'm saying? Because we all getting genocided, so maybe we should do something.
Good luck.
So I'm gonna play, because this sister, you know, the news just quoted, she kind of broke it down, like what's really going on.
And made to for the Congo. They didn't go to any schools. This about is the militia group of Rwanda and Uganda that is funded by the colonizers, America, Britain, France, and Israel.
Of course.
This is what these people are going through every single day of their lives. This is what's happening. And anyone that refuses to do this, you get either unalived, or if you're a woman or a girl, you're going to be hourly, like literally. The soldiers take turns to basically assault young women and grown women over and over and over again. In Congo, it's the most unsafe place for any woman and any girl to live there because of all the atrocities that are happening to them. So this is the reality of the people of Congo. And the world needs to wake up. You guys, we need to talk more about what's happening in Congo, in Sudan, and what's happening around the world, because we have been brainwashed and literally hypnotized to just focus on ourselves. And, you know, they throw all these things, whether it's streaming services, whether it's anything to just distract us from knowing the truth of what's going on around the world and what the colonizers are doing to our own people all around the world. Okay, so let's talk about Congo. You guys share this video, like it, subscribe, blow it up, and make your own videos too, because I'm covering so many. Okay, this estimated that almost 50 women per hour are getting S-aid, but I came by this video from a mutual of mine on TikTok. And
right, so you know, what you think about that, Cassandra?
I think it's just us. We're not even talking about that. They're still at war in Somalia. These people are still fighting. They've been fighting for a long time, and we don't know nothing about it. Congo, Somalia, we know nothing about it because they're keeping it hush because they don't care. Let them niggas kill each other. That's what they saying. And nobody talk about it. Ain't nothing to see over here. Turn your head and hopefully they'll kill up each other and we'll go and be able to take Africa. They'll never get that land, not even China. Watch and see what I tell you. They'll never, that is black folk land. That is our rightfully inherited land. I don't give a damn if you say you're Indian, be Indian, but I'm gonna be Africa. I'm gonna be African because that's where my great grandma came from. So my blood, my lineage came from Africa. My grandfather, yes, Black Indians, Cherokee, you know how they mixed and mingled back in the day, whatever. But still, my great grandma, that's where she's from. So I'm gonna say I'm African. I'm not saying your lineage, okay? It never changes. DNA don't change. We have to get to the place where we should be more concerned with that than we are with Palestine. You talk more about Palestinian, you're not even part of Palestine and Israel than you would your own brother in Somalia. Haiti. Let's not forget about Haiti. Let's not forget about Haiti. They trying to wipe those black folk out over there. The Congo, Haiti, Somalia. When we gonna mention that? We won't talk about that.
Yeah.
Never? Why? Because they look like us? Because they look like you? Because that's your brother and sister? But we have so much self-hate. We don't even care about that. We care more about people that's been oppressing you and still oppressing black folk in Palestine and Israel. They got black folk to the four corners. You think they're not treating black folk like dogs over there?
Yeah,
That's why they're going through with each other. And I hope and pray that they take care of each other and leave the black folk alone. Put the black folk, they got black folk, they got them here. They got them to the back. Okay, good. Maybe they far enough away. Well, they won't be impacted.
Facts. And also Sudan is another one where the Arabs
Yes,
are trying to do it.
Yes, Somalia, Sudan, Haiti, yes. We forget in the Congo, we're forgetting about them. They dying, food, no nothing. And America don't care. They're not sending no aid over there to them because they don't have a fight in that game. They don't have no gold. What they do in Congo though, because they have found rocks and things in Congo. Congo is one of the richest countries that people wouldn't understand. They have a lot of gold and diamonds and stuff in that country.
Yeah.
Remember, they just found a huge huge mountain of gold over there, didn't it?
Yo,
And
check this out. Check this out, because I need to play this out because you brought me think of this. Listen to this one part because he's talking about the cobalt. You know what I'm saying? That not just.
Coltan is a critical mineral that is used in a lot of our technological devices. If you have a phone, there is coltan in it. If you have a car, there is coltan in it. Basically, any device that uses battery needs coltan, and Congo is rich with coltan.
I told you.
Western nations have given their okay to and funded militia groups in Rwanda and Uganda to invade Congo, but more specifically places where coltan is more concentrated in. Men, women, and children are getting paid and made to mine this mineral and basically hand it over to these Western nations when they're done getting them out of the
It's just sad. Africa has all those minerals and they still a third world country. Are you freaking kidding me? They don't even know their own wealth. I'm telling you, if I was the president, I would charge anybody that's taking anything. I'm gonna charge them a tax for one, and I'm gonna charge them at least $200 or $300. They charge them $80. Their money is different, but they don't charge them hardly anything, and they don't pay any taxes. I'm gonna tell you what: if Africa would do what they're supposed to do and charge people rightfully, Africa wouldn't be a third world country. That's the land of the milk and honey. People don't understand that. But white folk is raping them, racking up over there, racking up. Because Africa don't know its wealth. Because America has told you that you're nothing, and you believe that you're nothings, so you give away your most prized possession, all your minerals, and get nothing back in return. But when your president, like Burkina Faso, try to rise up, now you want to kill him? And the Niger president, you want to kill them? Because they're trying to do for their people like you have in the past. Patrice Lumumba, remember him?
Yeah, Patrice
The
Lumumba.
dude, what's his name? Patrice, what's his name?
Lumumba.
Lumumba. Okay, Lumumba. How they killed him, and a few other. They killed about 20 of those men over the years because they wanted to invest in their country. Any president that wanted to invest in their country and wanted to get away from the France and the Dutch and the Brits, they murdered them. They murdered them. We ought to do a show on that. All of
Yeah.
African presidents. I seen that the other day. I was looking at least 20 of them that I know about. They murdered because they wanted to be free. Go ahead.
One last thing, like what you said, made me think about, because you was talking about the '60s. One that I was talking about before was the Nigerian Civil War, where millions of people died from like famine. But it was like Shell BP, which is British Petroleum. You know what I'm saying? And we know what Shell BP is today. You know what I'm saying? And we know the state that Nigeria is in today. And the irony is, you know what I'm saying, they funded these. Like, it was always been the revolutionary ones, and then the ones that's like, getting paid and funded by other people, you know what I'm saying, fighting each other. And then what we get on the news is the ones who are funded and paid is supposedly the heroes being attacked, you know what I'm saying? While the ones trying to get free is the rebels, like everybody is, but that's just the whole thing, So that was in the 1960s where millions died, you know what I'm saying? But still, Africa has the youngest Black population, or the youngest population of, you know what I'm saying? So
That's why they want them dead. That's why they want to take that LGBT stuff over there, because that's the one way to stop them. They said, we care too much about our children's future. They were smart enough to say no. I can't believe that they told them no. They said, nope, we're not doing that here. Nope. But you have to understand, that's why America wants that country. That's why they won't stop them from fighting. You let them niggas kill each other so we can go and take the land. That's what they're thinking. But you can't have that land. That's our land. You'll never get that land. You better stick to Israel. You better stick to, you're not getting Africa, any part of it.
Yeah, there's not enough sunscreen in the world, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Oh, they can't handle that.
Well, all right, so Cassandra, let me do this so we could close it out, you know what I'm saying? I want to show you this. This is kind of funny, you know what I'm saying? Not to go off from that, but you was talking about, white bitches and they can infiltrate anything, but I just want to play this part, right?
Cultivation, intelligence, cleanliness, order, generosity, and so much more.
I'm not talking about y'all.
I know you feel that.
Okay, I know she is.
Yeah,
this one in particular on the screen, is she kidding me?
Yeah, she's kidding you.
Cleanliness is the culture of the same group of people who come to tell us their hygiene is against our will.
Okay, so I'm freshly showered as of 3 days ago. I'm freshly showered as of 3 days ago.
I don't think we hate bathing, but we bathe very rarely.
Oh my God, I'm so happy that you're talking about this.
I think I speak for everyone when I say,
Yes, I only take a full head to toe shower once a month.
Oh my God. Who was that said they only bathe their kids when they see dirt? Who was that? Ashton Fisher. Ashton Fisher. And who was that on The View that said she didn't wash her hands after she used the bathroom? She said that on national TV.
Yeah,
that
they
she
all
didn't
do.
wash hands. Devils, they so damn nasty.
Yo, that's stupid. Yo, but check this out, right? So she said white culture is cleanliness, right?
Oh God!
That's
but
crazy.
we had to teach them how to take baths, right? But they cleanliness since when?
I wish we didn't. You know what I'm saying? That's my gripe.
Yeah, that's what we messed up.
Yeah, I was like, anybody who's a Moor, I got a problem with you for teaching them about soap. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, like, don't do it again. You know what I'm saying?
Shanique said I saw her earlier. She was thoroughly deluded.
Well, check this out. Did you see this one? Now look at this, right? This is the cleanly culture. Check this out.
They always delude. They always talk about something that ain't true. Oh God!
She got the monkey cooking.
Gotta have our Pat in there.
Oh my God!
The girl had a monkey cooking her food.
Pat in there. Gotta have our Pat in there.
Oh man, black people is going in, right? I just wanted to show you white culture, you know what I'm saying?
They nasty. You see the one with the cat was drinking the milk and the cereal bowl with the boy? What the hell? Who does that?
They do.
Who does that? Remember, it's so many. I seen a black guy, right? He was dating a white girl. The mama, she's making potato salad, right, or something. She gives the spoon to the dog, right, and then she turn around, give it to the black man.
Yeah, I remember that, and he ate it too, like a dummy.
I thought that was the funniest thing. She did that on purpose. She had to. She had to do that on purpose.
Yeah, and he
Look at
like
the
he
man.
and he just looked defeated too
He
when he
was
did
just, oh, he
it.
was so glad to have it. I was like, oh my God. Oh, he was so glad to make a fool out of himself with his nasty self.
Oh man, yeah, it is a bad look as a black dude. Like I can't even what the hell? Like what am I supposed to say?
You can't say
If somebody
absolutely.
show me this
You
video
can't
and be like,
say
"Yo, explain
nothing to
this."
that, honey. But go ahead, brother. Give him another fool.
Lord have mercy. Now I wanted to play this right because I thought it was kind of funny. You know what I'm saying? The white girl got mad, right?
A white girl.
Now the lady breaks down
French, Spanish, and
it with you. Why I speak your language is because your people took away mine. That's why I speak yours.
No,
you speak it because that's actually
Mexican
your
on white
European
crime
heritage to speak it. I speak it because your people took away my language and forced us to speak yours. So that actually makes us two different types of people.
yeah, I'm the colonizer and you're the colonized.
Absolutely. The fact that you're trying to sit with yours, that's
holy shit, you're right. Fuck.
Of you in this aspect. I am the people that your people effed over. If I take whatever terminologies
And
that
chase
you
them right on to
give me,
Mexico.
if I allow
Because they was here in America, and America chased them off and sent them right on to Mexico.
Yeah.
That's how they became Mexicans.
Yeah. And they like they want to be gringos though. So
They love them some white folk, honey. They love and white folk can't stand them wet packs.
yeah, they y'all man, y'all have. I ain't even gonna talk because it was one that used to try to come on here and get mad because I'm like, well, I don't let you speak on our issues. Like, what you talking about?
You ain't got nothing to say on our issue. Take care of your own issue with them chihuahuas over there. Having sex with them dogs, they do it too.
Oh yeah, you already know that. Well, look,
be
she started
machistas. But see, the reality of things is that the machista misogyny
Identified more closely with my Cuban roots.
but your roots are in Europe.
No. Yes, my biology is European.
MIMS has been rejected by other white people because of the mess that the European has created. This is not the doing of people of color, if you will. This is the doing of white people's. This is all white people's mess, all of it. The reason why I have an issue with what MIMS is doing is because this is. But I feel like being Cuban.
I understand that I have the privilege to switch back and forth, but I don't choose to be Cuban. I have always been Cuban. I am Cuban. I am Cuban. And you can't take that away from me.
You're
and I will
American,
fight you
though.
to take that away from me.
All right, well, it's kind of funny, but it ain't worth showing because this is late anyway. So I'm gonna stop right there. All right, but she started crying and stuff like that. But pretty much it just showed like how they like, yo, I am this thing, and now I am of this culture. So go ahead and speak, Cassandra.
Shanique said something about a new virus is coming, and she's right. But when they shut us down this time, it's going to be for good, you guys. And I'm going to tell you, you guys better have your water. I say this all the time, and y'all think I'm crazy. Remember 2 years ago, I was telling y'all to buy silver and gold. I was telling y'all, invest your money, invest your money, invest your money. And people thought I was crazy. Oh, America's not going down. I'm telling you, you guys better have your water. You better go to the dollar store. You better rack up. You better go and get them little 35-cent canned goods. You better get them sardines, them little weenies. You better stack up right now. I'm telling you, toiletries, you guys. I'm telling you, this time when we shut down, we're gonna be in trouble because a lot of Black folk are not being prepared for what's coming. We think this stuff is going back. We're in War III right now, you guys. It has not hit this land, but trust and believe me, it is coming to this land. I'm telling you, when these white folk got a whole big old baseball field and there's a bunch of them, do not go. They got them parades downtown, do not go. Let them get bombed by themselves. If you can move, I keep telling people, if you can move, if you have money, if you've saved your money, take some trips. Get out of America sometimes. It would be good for you to leave America for some time. I'm serious. I'm trying to put some things in place, you guys. You guys have got to get your mind out of America. You guys, people won't leave America thinking, oh, what's never going to happen here. Trust me, this war is going to impact America like it's never impacted us before, because we've never had war on our land before, right? But you've let so many people in. You think they didn't let some terrorists in here? You really believe that America, they think they so damn smart. These are the biggest dummies ever. And you could see it. You kill people. You kill people with Venezuela. You've done so much dirt on this earth. And you open the borders for everybody to come. You think they know terrorists here? Oh, they're here. They are here. And we getting ready to find out. If I'm telling you, you get to a place where your spirit is saying, don't go, y'all better pay attention to your spirits right now. Pay attention to your inner man. Pay attention. If you're driving and you feeling nervous and your mind say, go back home, turn around and go back home. One day won't hurt you. Because guess what? If you keep going, you're going to die. We have to be more aware of what's going on right now. These people are trying their best to kill us off, and they're going to kill themselves off. It's so amazing to see, because I hope y'all got your popcorn, because while you trying to hurt us, you hurting yourself. Why you sitting over there telling Biden told all them people to come on over here because they want to replace black folk, right? They getting ready to replace themselves. That's the funniest part about it, because you thought you was going to hurt black folk. But you hurting yourself, dummy, and didn't even understand. That's what that dementia do for you. He think he way back in the 60s somewhere. He think he way back in the 50s. Come on in here. We gonna hurt these black folk. No, you didn't hurt yourself. We good. We used to struggle. We know how we real good at what we do. But these white folk gonna be jumping off buildings. Then now they're talking about drafting their babies. I'm gonna tell you what, you tell your kids they come and try to draft your children, you better fail that psychological test. You better act like you crazy. You better be seeing stuff. I'm gonna tell you what, I wouldn't go over there and fight nobody. Give me a gun, I'm gonna be in a hole hiding, because I'm not shooting. I may shoot one of them, but I'm not gonna shoot my own. We need to start preparing our babies, because they're gonna try to draft your children. You better tell them not to pass that psychological test. That's the only way that they won't get in there. And then once they get in basic training, what happens? You feel you can't assemble your weapon, you better be talking to your children. Because there's some things getting ready to go down in America that we ain't never seen. Never. World War III is right now. I rest my mic.
Yeah, that's all facts. And consider well, first rifleman in the back, but first I ain't gonna bring him up until I let you get your last words and stuff like that. Then I'll let him say whatever. Then I'm gonna get off of here. So do you have like anything like just to like wrap up any of your thoughts from like everything that we seen from like today?
You know what? It's just so sad, because we still don't understand how serious this whole situation is. I want us to think about the subjects that we've talked about. Let's think about our brothers. Let's think about the Somalians. Let's think about put your love there. If you can think about Palestine and Israel, but you can't think about what's going on in the Congo, you don't even mention. They don't even talk about that. Half of the black folk in America don't even know nothing about Africa. They don't even care about those people. But those are your brothers. You care more about your colonizers than you do your own brother. These people are not your friend. Everything, and when I say everything that they've made, that they've come up with, is for your demise. I mean that. We seem to fail to have forgotten that. How do you forget? God called them serpent people, but you want to call who he called serpent people friends? How does that work? They're showing you who they really are. Every time they look at us, they see us out of their demented eyeballs. They want to put themselves on pedestals. But we all know who goes on the pedestal, and it ain't them. That woman was just talking about, oh, they cleanliness. We all know they're not. They sleep with their dogs. They sleep with their animals. They sleep with their kids. And now they're trying to sleep with yours. But we give our babies over to them every freaking day. To do what? More and more propaganda, right? Miseducating our babies. Telling them now that you servants. What was that school over there that wasn't kids stopped going to school? They was boycotting schools because they said they was trying to white out there. You talked about it. Wasn't it you who talked about that last week forecast? That they was whiting out their history and those kids didn't even want to go to school anymore.
Yeah.
That's what's happening now. And we still don't get it. We still sitting there giving them our children. Even though we know what's going on in those schools. We know what happened. We see it. But we still don't get it. When are we going to get it? What's it going to take to get it? What's it going to take? For your boys to be walking around here looking like women with titties? Because the medication that they give them, that's what's going to happen. They're giving them all kind of hormone medication. Your son come to you and say, I want a sex change. You got to do it. These people are not right. And all of these videos that Forecast just showed us has shown us how they think. And we still don't understand it's time to separate. We still don't understand it's time for you to buy your own land. We still don't understand that it's time for us to come amongst our own and be amongst our own. I rest my mic. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm going to bed. Have a great night, Forecast. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate you, Cassandra. And
Absolutely.
shouts out to Rome in the Bush. Y'all subscribe to Cassandra, you know what I'm saying? And y'all support Rome in the Bush, you know. First Rifleman, what's going on, bro?
Well, I don't really agree with the things that the sister was saying.
Okay.
Nah, man, I can't even sit there and do that. Let me fix this real quick.
Oh, yeah, you sound just like him, bro. That was good.
Nah, man, I actually enjoy.
Yeah, I would have let you on, bro. Like if I would have knew that, because I knew he goes like, you know what I'm saying, try to troll or whatever, you know what I'm saying. So I would have been let you
Nah,
on.
actually, Bakari was in the back as well. We had been back there since almost since you put the link up.
Oh damn.
Oh no, man, it ain't no sweat, man. Because basically, I mean, really, Cassandra really touched on a lot of the key points of the things that I wanted to say as well. I just wanted to really highlight the fact that what we're watching is the misleadership of Black people and the lack of leadership. So we're just really looking at a bunch of misguided, starved people who are, they always say that, Black people have the biggest hearts and stuff like that. It's not that we have the biggest hearts. At this point, we have to see this for the menticide that it is. There's no reason why we should be watching our people get beat upside the head and then talking about forgive, forgive, forgive. That's not a sane, sound of mind person who does something like that. Nobody loves abuse. Yet, because Black people seem to have, again, a great misleadership class who, once we get beat upside the head, here comes the misleader class talking about, oh, we got to forgive, forgive, forgive. I mean, we'll march on it, but we're not going to take any action. Even when it comes to reparations, and I can't remember the bill right now off the top of my head, but there is currently a bill at the Senate, and the bill goes something along the terms of any city or any state within America that sees fit to give Black people cash reparations, then that state can no longer receive government funding. And so it's like, are you serious? It reminds me of the popes, Pope John Paul the Third, I believe it is, either the second or the third. When he made his apology to Africans for the Catholic Church involvement in our Ma'afa. And then it wasn't a true apology, as you know, it was just placating to the emotions of the room, while still saying, hey, but we can all join together in Christianity. These are the things that we see that are done to our people time and time again, until we make, as Dr. Khalid Muhammad once said, stay with your organizations. We just make black nationalism or black sovereignty, as I'll say, your major goal and objective. If you're in the church, stay in the church. You're in the mosque, stay in the mosque. You're a Satanist, okay, be a Satanist. You're a witch, ride your broom, but just make black sovereignty your major goal and objective. Until we make a united front stand against all those who are not us, and those who have our skin tone but mean us no well, we're going to continue to see these things happen. And right now we're watching people have to unite against what's going on in at the Gaza Strip in Israel, or is it real, as Steve Coakley would say. And people are banding together for this, but again, nobody's banding together for what's going on the African continent. Sister Cassandra talked about Somali, but let's talk about Sudan. Actually, let's just talk about all of North Africa. That in 2011, when Obama seen fit to make sure that they took out Gaddafi, okay, now we have radical Islamists in all of the northern African territories now going around saying that Islam is the way of life, and those who are not with it. And whereas we all know the Islamics are more radical than the Catholic. Man, I always mess that word up, but the Christians, I would just say, before the Knights of Templars came to spread Christianity, it was the Arabs going around spreading Islam. That's why Egypt is what it is now. It was a melting pot of the sellouts who chose to integrate with their enslavers, with their conquerors. And now a place that is on the African continent does not consider itself to be African. And that is happening throughout all of Northern Africa, where we're seeing that our people are being slaughtered. Well, let me rephrase that. When I say we, I mean us who actually know how to find the information and go look for the information. We're watching as our brothers and sisters are over there being slaughtered. Nobody talks about the slaughter that happened in Morocco with all of the Moroccans who were trying to get out of their native country because you had the jihadists coming in to murder them. And so they were trying to cross the border over into, what is that? I believe Spain, that borders their country. And Spain, literally, you can see this on video. This is on, I guess you would consider, government sanctioned territory of the Moroccan and Spain borderline, where they closed the borders and then allowed soldiers to come in and just murder these people. Literally, just unload weapons into the crowd until no one else was moving. These are the things that are happening on the African continent that our people are not privy to, because too many of them are sucked into mainstream media. Again, it is yourself and others who put forth the effort to show this to our people. And if we're not promoting your channel and those who are actually promoting the truth, then we're doing ourselves a great disservice as well. We have to take a united front stance against all those who mean us no well, whether they have our skin tone or not. That's really all I wanted to say, Brother Forecast. Thank you for letting me join in.
Yeah. And first of all, my bad, because when I be sharing, by the way, for anybody who jump on too, like while I be sharing, I gotta remember to look in the back, but also just say in the chat like I'm backstage or something, and then I can,
Me and Bakari was doing that.
No, not in the back chat. I'm talking
Oh,
about
you talking about it?
Yeah, because
Well,
I can't see the back chat either.
Well, how would I be able to act like I was somebody else?
Oh yeah. put Bakari. My bad, Bakari. That and y'all support Bakari, so I'll subscribe to Bakari. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, my bad, Black Megas. And yeah, and I agree with what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you, like, taking the time to even comment on that. Because it is crazy. They are the Arabs, just like everybody else, trying to go into genocide. It could be like like we don't realize, like, and it's misdirection politics to where Black people are sitting here arguing back and forth with each other and not talking about real issues that's affecting us or the issues that affect us more. But let me ask you before we close out. What do you think about that Israeli politician who said the most dangerous threat is Black people, who said that in America, supposedly in Atlanta when they came here?
Man, look here. That is just reminiscent of who these people are. I think I uploaded it on my Instagram. If I didn't, then I'll definitely make sure I put it on there. But that's small potatoes compared to the big fish. The big fish is Jonathan Greenblatt, who is the CEO of the Anti-Defamation League. On October 2nd of this year, Irritated Genie, along with some straight Black Pride members and others within the community, went to the ADL headquarters. But you're not hearing anything about this. They went to the ADL headquarters and stood out there and protested. I'm sorry, not protested. They rallied for about approximately 2 hours. Even interacting with the public who came through to say who had anything to say. What happened after this is now we're seeing there's a $4 billion defamation lawsuit coming from the Lost Nation of Islam under the tutelage of this guy called Farrakhan. And now Jonathan Greenblatt, the CEO of the ADL, at I don't know what state this is in, because I'm pretty sure there's a couple of states that have a city called Calabash. But there was a city council meeting at this that was recorded. At this meeting, they gave this guy they gave him the floor to speak. I guess he just wanted to do a pre-recorded message. In his message, he speaks about all of the anti-Semitic and hate speech that is going on throughout America, but he specifically targets the Goyim Defense League, which is a white nationalist group who operates throughout all of America, but I believe mainly in Florida. And this group of individuals put together a pamphlet or a flyer, if you want to call it that, detailing actions that the Jews have done on this land for quite some time. And for quite some time now, I'd say maybe a year and a half, it's been thrown off as being anti-Semitic and untrue, to the point of Ron DeSantis, going over to Israel, going to the Wailing Wall and pledging his allegiance to Israel, and then coming back to the United States and making laws that break the first Constitution by saying they're going to lock people up if they say anything that's anti-Semitic or if they pass these flyers around. Well, in this pre-recorded message, Jonathan Greenblatt 100% says that we cannot say that these things are not true, because they are all true. He's saying this about a piece of propaganda now that is being shown around, that for the last year and a half they've been saying that it's not true. Well, now he's come out and said that it's 100% factual, and because it is 100% factual, it is anti-Semitic, and we have people in America who are using their free speech, and that is hate. We should not be allowing this. We need to quell people using their First Amendment right. This is his exact words. So to hell with what anybody else says. This is what the CEO of the Anti-Defamation League said, and all of these people take their cues from this guy. So everybody talking about this, other small things, even the bitch that you just showed, that's small potatoes to what the CEO of the ADL has said. And so we're going to watch as these American politicians, who have all pledged and sworn their allegiance to Israel, because you have to know Dr. Cynthia McKinney warned us about this years ago, that every last single person in Congress or in the high three areas of politics have to pledge allegiance to Israel in order to even get into office or to keep their seat. We are watching as congressmen dressed in Israeli Defense Force uniforms are sitting at on on the Congress floor. How are you wearing the uniform of another nation in American territory? We're watching as the American flag has now had the Star of David proposed, etched into its fabric. So there's now a flag, and you can find this on Amazon. It is like it's on sale for like $11.99. The Israel American flag. This is Western Israel, and so before that, and me and another good brother were pondering on this. I said, what's going to come first? Is it going to be the next lockdown, or is it going to be another false flag? In my honest opinion, we're going to see another false flag, one in the same style of 9/11, something that's going to be big and impactful. The reason why I say this is, as we're watching all these illegal immigrants coming into the country, we're seeing that border agents are leaking videos of hundreds of thousands of men at fighting ages coming into the country. They have nothing else but backpacks. That is it. They have no children with them. They have no wives with them. They're only coming into the country with backpacks. And what's unbeknown to the public is the National Guard around the country. They're being mobilized, they're being deployed, but they're not being deployed in their states. They're being sent over across seas. There's currently 3 National Guard units here in Colorado that are set to deploy to Jordan next year. Family, they are taking the military force out of the country while bringing in insurgents through the south of the border. We need to be preparing every which way possible. Watch what's going on, pay attention to the news, and I mean even to the propaganda news. See what issues that they're trying to highly suggest looking at. You might find exactly where this false flag is going. It might be in your city, it might not be in your city, but you got to stay prepared, family.
Yeah, and that's all facts. I agree with you. And understanding, it is what it is at this point. You know what I'm saying? And until we understand the game and how to work with one another and work for ourselves, you know what I'm saying, we'll continue to see us facing genocidal circumstances across the world, you know what I'm saying, because every other group seems to understand this. But so shouts out to Cassandra for coming on here, and shouts out to her for sending me the story about the brother Keandre Taylor, who was at a truck stop down in Florida, right? You know what I'm saying? And he ended up hung and you know what I'm saying, behind the TA truck stop. And I know a lot of black brothers who do drive trucks and stuff like that. And I do want you to be aware of your surroundings. And I get like the laws and all that stuff, but find a way to be able to protect yourself, you know what I'm saying? Because there's no protection coming for us anywhere. And that's the thing that we have to realize, that we are all we got. So you know what I'm saying? So shouts out to my brother Black Magus. You got any last words, my brother?
No, brother.
Yeah, so I appreciate you. My bad for not looking in the back. I'm gonna do better with that next time. I gotta be more aware. But yeah, man, it's all misdirection politics to where I no wonder they trying to get us drug up into arguing over should we do this and should we do that, and every war like why have you been looking for us? We can't even protect ourselves right now. So charity starts in La Casa homes, you know what I'm saying? Getting up on that Spanish, you know what I'm saying, enslavement next, because a lot of us gonna have to learn the word si senor soon, you know what I'm saying, if we don't get it together, you know what I'm saying. But don't fall for the misdirection stuff. Realize that we all we got, and we gotta protect ourselves, you know what I'm saying. So shouts out to Black Maggots, shouts out to Shanique. Appreciate Cassandra for coming on here. Highly favored, my brother Anthony, my brother Bukari, my bad Bukari, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for coming on here. Shouts out to Ross, shouts out to Erica, shouts out to Madron, shouts out to Koku, you know, everybody else. I appreciate y'all. Y'all subscribe to Bukari. He was live earlier. I could only listen because I was, you know what I'm saying, busy or whatever. But y'all subscribe to him. Y'all go to IG and subscribe to Black Megas, Black Family Vanguard. So we'll let Malcolm X have the last words, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I appreciate y'all for coming through.
Remember that we are not brutalized because we're Baptists. We're not brutalized because we're Methodists. We're not brutalized because we're Muslims. We're not brutalized because we're Catholics. We're brutalized because we are black people in America. They put Moses in jail, right? And on that man's human rights. Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself who taught you to hate being what God gave you. And I, for one, as a Muslim, believe that the white man is intelligent enough. If he were made to realize how black people really feel and how fed up we are without that old compromise and sweet talk. Stop sweet talking. Tell him how you feel. Tell him what kind of hell you've been catching, and let him know that if he's not ready to clean his house up, if he's not ready to clean his house up, he shouldn't have a house. It should catch on fire and burn down. We declare our rank on this earth to be a man, to be a human being, to be respected as a human being, to be given the rights of a human being in this society, on this earth, in this day, which we intend to bring into existence by any means necessary.
Facts. So yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. And as always, we have got to start standing for something, or we're gonna keep falling for anything.